So maybe you're just entering the workforce, or you're looking to make a career pivot. Either way, you might be struggling to break into project management. And you might be curious, is project management a good fit for you? How can you find out? Hey, I'm Kenneth Harris, and it wasn't that long ago that I started working on projects. My launchpad? It all began with an internship at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center. I found out that I really liked working on projects and being a part of a team, collaborating. So I kept volunteering to work on projects, and it led to a career where I helped to put things in space, like the James Webb Space Telescope, and even study how climate change impacts our home planet. Now I'm a senior project engineer at the Aerospace Corporation, working on putting crews back on the moon. That was my path, but everyone's journey is a bit unique. So let's dive into the types of entry-level project management jobs and responsibilities that can aid your journey into project management. Of course, job titles and responsibilities will vary at each company, but this video will give you an overview of where to start searching. Along the way, we'll get some expert tips and advice from project leaders Shweta Brahmakshatriya and Camille Miraz. Camille and I were PMI Future 50 honorees in 2020, and if you don't know about Future 50, it's pretty cool. You should check it out. Now let's look at 4 entry-level project management jobs or roles: project coordinator, assistant project manager, assistant business analyst, and project volunteer. Let's start with project coordinator. At many organizations, project coordinators are the people who support project managers and honestly the rest of the team. This can include monitoring daily progress, providing updates to project managers, organizing reports or other documents for the team to access, scheduling status and planning meetings, or even flagging risks to a senior project manager or a program manager.
You're kind of like the Robin to Batman, if I can say so. So being a project coordinator is also a great discovery journey. It's a great place to understand whether or not you are cut out for project management. You start to scratch the surface and get into the typical project-based responsibilities. So for any young professional curious about project management or looking to break into project management, or a young professional fresh out of university, taking on a project coordinator role is really a great place to start, learn the ropes, contribute, but also discover whether or not project management is really right for you.
What skills do you need to stand out as a project coordinator? Communication, for sure.
You're taking the communication from one end and communicating it to the other end. You're becoming the bridge. You're making sure that all the reports are sent on time and all the activities that were supposed to be done are done. If they're not done, you're making sure that the correct people know that those are not done for so and so reason. So a coordinator job is basically giving you an entry-level step into the world of project management.
You also need strong organizational and collaboration skills.
As a coordinator, you're going to talk to everyone who's working on the project from the company and organization end, and you have to get data from them every day and every day, in and out. So if you're not having, that team building skills or team player skills, it will be very difficult for you to get those information out, and that will hamper in you delivering your job correctly.
When looking for entry-level project management jobs, you're likely to come across junior project manager roles. These might also be called Project Manager 1 or Assistant Project Manager, depending on the organization. Junior project managers typically support the project manager and project team with tasks like scheduling team meetings, taking notes during status updates, tracking progress on project reporting, and conducting planning phase research. For instance, you might be asked to pitch in on identifying risk or even help engage stakeholders. The role can come with a wide range of responsibilities that mirror the project manager you support. So you need to show initiative and be ready to take over tasks quickly and effectively.
Being an assistant project manager is really being the backup person to the PM. So whenever the PM can't go to a meeting, he sends his assistant PM to support. I think if you want to stand out in that role, it's important to show how collaborative you are, how supportive you are to the project manager and how seriously you take the tasks at hand. So basically, how well do you step up to the plate when the PM is not there? And how do you drive confidence within your key stakeholders in the absence of the project manager? Because being an assistant project manager means that one day you may be the project manager. So you have to start showing those signs of leadership, interpersonal skills, stakeholder management, cross-functional alignment, all of those more complex, maybe more difficult tasks that maybe are not in the job description for a project coordinator.
Shweta believes this role is also an opportunity to start honing leadership skills, like team building and problem solving, as well as technical skills. And it's a prime time to seek out additional training and professional certifications like the Certified Associate in Project Management, or CAPM. That's PMI's entry-level certification for project management.
And that will teach them the basics of, the whole project management life cycle and how the initiation works, the planning works, the execution and control works, the monitoring works, the closure works. So giving them a theoretical insights into all the processes and policies that have been governing project management will help them, advance into the career.
Another entry-level option is the Junior Business Analyst. In this role, you'll typically help business analysts conduct data analysis, generate reports, and define project requirements. You might even raise risk or other concerns with the business analyst. It's all the stuff that's at the heart of the business case for any project. So for those with an eye toward becoming a project manager, serving as an assistant business analyst can help you learn to stay focused on delivering value. And by shadowing other project roles, you can look for opportunities to transition into more project management-oriented roles and responsibilities.
If you're working as a business analyst and you want to grow into the career, you want to grow your career into the project management role, the first thing that, like I said, you have to do is you have to reach out to your managers and tell them, this is what you're interested in, this is where you want to grow yourself. And you need to identify opportunities within your projects where you can learn and develop your PM skills. Once you've done that, you can easily slide into a project management role.
Okay, so now you've got a good idea of the different professional roles you might take on when searching for entry-level project manager jobs. But another great way to pick up some skills and build your experience is by serving as a volunteer. Volunteering to work on initiatives for nonprofit and community groups can help you build valuable project management skills and experiences. As a volunteer, you might help manage project budgets, resources, and schedules. You might also conduct research to define requirements or help with stakeholder engagement.
Being a volunteer project manager is something that I took on as a student. Very early in my student days, I was organizing conferences, organizing events. At that moment, I didn't know they were projects. I was just doing these extracurricular activities because I enjoyed it. And through that process, I was able to gain some very unique skills, connections, and I think the practical aspects of project management, which I later discovered to be what professional project managers do as well.
If you don't have any professional project experience, being able to highlight volunteer project activities on a resume or CV and during an interview is a big plus. So here's a tip. Show potential employers how your work as a volunteer helped the organization achieve its goals and simultaneously strengthen your project management skills.
Enlighten the interviewer that this is how you worked and that's how you realize that this is the skill that you've developed and you can utilize it in the role that is being offered to you.
Project coordinator, assistant project manager, assistant business analyst, and project volunteer. Listen, everyone's journey is unique, but any of these roles can serve as an entry point into project management. They help you build skills, experiences, and expand your network. All of these things provide the professional momentum you need to maintain a successful and ultimately rewarding career within project management.